Aduh, bro. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What time is it? Good afternoon, everybody. So, welcome to Halal Stock Hunters, uncovering gems in the halal in the stock market. So, I know we've been very quiet, a little bit, sunyi, a little bit sunyi, a little bit layu when it comes to our videos over the past few weeks. First off, Selamat Hari Raya Idul Adha to those people who were expecting a video last week. And of course, there's no excuse other than the fact that Adi and I have been busy. We've got a lot of projects. We've been setting things up just for you. We've gone through quite a few things with regard to our trading methodology. We've gone through our model portfolio. We've made some changes. We've got new offers, lots of new content just for you. And so we're excited to start this week with the pick of the week. And once August comes around, we've got a whole bunch of new content to share. So look out for us, like our YouTube channel, go and look for us. It's Halal Investing Network. And today, we've got some really good picks just for you. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Adi, is that okay? Oh, no, wait, I haven't introduced myself. Too excited, right? Way too excited. So, hi again. Assalamualaikum. This is Afiq, Chief Finance Ninja at Fast Finance, co-founder of the Halal Investing Network, together with my awesome good friend.
Hi, Ardi here from Halal Investing Network. Yes, also the founder of Pro Traders Network. So, yep, this week we're gonna take a look at two stocks, and I think I'll let Afiq present from here. Yeah, what are the two stocks? Go ahead, Afiq.
All right. Let's have a look-see. So, okay. So before we go right into all the different stocks, right? Just a quick overview. Our methodology is very simple, right? We look for halal stocks, right? We look for halal stocks. Very, very important. If we find interesting counters which are not halal, we don't buy it, right? We don't even talk about it on the show. But what we do is when we do find an interesting gem, a halal gem, we apply our own HIN methodology. Now, I'm not going to share too much into it because you've got to join us to know what we do with our portfolio. And here's the best part. Our portfolio is geared towards retail investors, new investors like me. Well, I wouldn't say Adi is new. He started investing before I was born. But we are looking at you folks. If you think that you need a lot of money to invest, we're here to bust that myth. Okay, you don't need a lot of money to invest. In fact, our model portfolio, we're targeting only $5,000 US, which is pretty much affordable for the average person, right? And so I'm going to share a little bit on our methodology in our private group. And so if you want, you got to join it. And we're going to go right into the first counter today. There you go. So, Halal Stock Hunters, today is 20th of July, coming to August already. Oh my goodness. Today's first pick is Icon PLC. Ticker symbol is ICLR. Now, Icon is a very interesting company, right? It does, as you can see, it's a drug manufacturer and it provides drugs for the vast majority of the world. It's not an illegal drug company. Obviously, we don't talk about that, like, but they're pretty much one of the biggest drug lords, the legal drug lords in the world, right? They have been manufacturing all kinds of drugs for not just the medical sector, but if you break up the medical sector into pharmaceuticals, biotech, and even medical devices, they have drugs for each of these sub-niches or subsectors. It's super, super interesting to see that this company has been around forever, right? They're slightly younger than I am, and I'm not that young anymore, right? And they have a fantastic presence all around the world. So not only do they manufacture drugs for all around the world, they also do consulting all around the world, right? They help with getting clinics up. They look at commercialization services, which basically means if you have a new setup, they actually come in and consult and help you build that up. So Icon PLC, in my opinion, when I was looking at it from a fundamentals perspective, it is something that adds value to the world. Very, very much value. In fact, if you really think about it, considering that our population growth is, well, growing, and we have what we call an aging population, more and more people need to consume, drugs. And here's the thing. when you look from healthcare as an industry, it's going to be evergreen. People will always need medical care. So Icon PLC is, for me, on a fundamental basis, I love this particular company. I would definitely add it to my own personal portfolio. But for our HIN, Halal Investing Network model portfolio, we are taking a more active role in our investing. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to do halal active investing. Now, I'm going to throw this to Adi to talk about the charts a little bit and why we should be entering it at this point. Adi, all yours.
Okay, you got to allow me to share. Let me share my screen.
There you go, done.
All right, so we're going to look at Icon. So this is a chart for Icon on the daily time frame. But before that, let me just go to the weekly time frame. And yep, this is the weekly time frame for Icon. And you can see basically the chart is in an uptrend, right? It's in a clear uptrend. And it does, of course, have its swings or cycles. And at this point, basically on this weekly chart, we can see that price is actually breaking above this particular, you can call it a flag pattern, right? But nevertheless, this is a breakout. And at this point, the uptrend is still intact. You can see that, okay, this was the low that was created when the pandemic just started. So it actually did fell. And then after that, we saw a huge rebound. And then after that, another low, swing low. So we have higher swing lows, which in other words tell us that this is an uptrend, right? So we only want to be investing, first of all, like Afiq said, it's a halal stock. And secondly, that it is in an uptrend. So we see furthermore that we have a breakout even on the weekly time frame. So now we go to the daily time frame and we see a situation whereby, right, it's clear that the price has actually broken out and it actually may actually go towards the upside and test this top resistance, which is a slanting line, right? So you can see that in the past, when price actually move higher, it will actually come down reverse once it touches these points. Let me just further mark these areas here, right? Here and here, and again here. So you can see that price actually, okay, from lows, it actually moves up and then it will meet that level. And after that, it comes back down again. And here we saw the same thing. It goes up and then after that, it starts to actually move down again. And again, we saw this long move up and then now we see a move down again. And now it's moving up again after this breakout. So if let's say, I think that it might even surpass this particular zone, okay, from the structure of this particular, from the price structure, right? What I see is that if we extrapolate this, it could even go higher towards $271. So we have two TPs actually, take profit positions. One is, okay, somewhere around the 240 zone. And then the next is at the $271 zone. So right now price at 223. So if it goes to 242, we have a potential 10% upside. And if it goes to 271, basically about 20% upside, right? So if you actually want to put a stop loss, okay, we can put a stop loss just below the swing lows here. So somewhere around 201, 202, that around that zone could be your stop loss level. What do you think of it, of this analysis?
I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm right now, folks, what I'm doing is I'm reviewing everything what Adi is saying and mapping it onto our rules. So we actually have trading rules. And of course, like I always tell people, when it comes to investing, you got to have a plan, you got to have a strategy, and you got to have rules. Because if not, you tend to follow, you know, emotions like, oh my goodness, I'm so scared, and I just sell everything. Or worse still, oh, I'm FOMOing and I just go in. So when it comes to rules, we have our rules and we share a little bit more about our rules in our private group. But when I'm looking at what Adi is telling me, the first take profit level is about 242. The second take profit level is 271. And our stop loss is at 201. So when we look at this, what this means is when I reach that zone, about 242, that's the first time when I take some profit, which is about 50%. I take 50% profit. And if it continues running up, it takes all the way up to 271. Then I sell off everything and I take my second profit. So now you're probably wondering what happens if it doesn't hit 271? And what if it continues downward instead? That's where the stop loss comes in. The stop loss is, well, to minimize our loss when we look at our entry points. Now, if all this is Greek to you, drop us a message, leave us a comment below. We'll see how we can help you. Of course, the best is, of course, to join our private community or even attend one of our courses, and we'll share a lot more with what we're doing. So, to answer your question, Adi, what do I think? I think that makes a lot of sense. I've keyed in our numbers into our trading diary. And members, you do get to see the trading diary as well. So quickly become a member if you haven't, so you can see our trading diary. Now, since we're targeting a portfolio size of USD $5,000, I think this could be one that I would comfortably put in $1,000. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
$1,000.
I'm just gonna key this in. Okay, and folks, because this is on the US markets, they only open tonight at 9 p.m. our time, 9:30 p.m. our time, you know, pre-trading and all that, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's fine. And so follow us, look out for our next week review, and we talk about Icon PLC. Adi, anything else you want to add?
Yep, so we're going to add this in our portfolio, right? So I'm just putting in the stop loss, so somewhere around this area. And as usual, I would have marked this as well, the first analysis. So I will say as well, first entry, right? First analysis and entry level, correct?
Yep.
All right. On 28/7/2021. So of course, the price we will buy will depend on where it opens tonight. So when the price opens, right now it closes at 223.67, but sometimes, you know, you have the market when it opens, it might go higher or lower. So we would basically take the price on the first hour of trading to be, I guess, to be fair to everyone, so that, you know, we are as close as it is to actual trading.
In fact, what we'll do is really, we play, correct me if I'm wrong, I'll be placing a market order so that it goes in when the market opens and will clinch whatever price that the market gives us.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, so it's going to be a market order, folks. So write this down. It's a market order. So that is the first pick of the week. Now, it's very interesting. It's very rare for us to find multiple picks. And so today I want to share with you a second pick, which I feel, and it looks to me like very, very good. I will have to defer to Adi when it comes to the technicals, but let me share my screen again. So we talked about Icon. The second counter that I want to look at is today called XRAY. XRAY, Dentsply Sirona Inc. So what are they? Dental equipment manufacturer, you know, based in America, and the dental's consumables. Now, how many of you have actually gone to the dentist in the past 6 months? If you haven't, you should. We have to go twice a year. And as you know, similar to the earlier counter that we talked about, when it comes to pharmaceuticals and drugs, XRAY or Dentsply supplies. Can you say that really? Dentsply supplies. Dentsply supplies. Dentsply supplies dental equipment. Right? And so one of the reasons I like Dentsply so much is they've been around for a while, and they're one of the biggest dental manufacturers in the world. They've got literally a global presence. They are the market leaders when it comes to what we call the dental restorative sector. Well, what that basically means is you never have new teeth, right? But when somebody loses a tooth, you know, you've got your dentures, your braces, you've got, now they've got the drill ones, which are so scary. I'm very squeamish about the mouth things. Long story short, I like Dentsply Sirona, number one, because I see that they have a lot of potential to add value, and same story as Icon, right? People need dental services. And so I think that Dentsply will do well in the long run, but let's see how it does in the short to medium term. And this is what I throw it to Adi. Adi, what do you think? Show us your magic charts.
All right, so let me just share my screen again. And So we have Dentsply Sirona Inc. on the weekly time frame, and you can see this particular company, right, started around in the 80s, basically 1987. So it has continued to actually rise in price. As you can see, the stock market, basically, especially for this stock, it continues to be on the uptrend. However, volatility has actually come into the picture. As you can see, we saw this fall from highs of 67 all the way down to around 34. It was on sale actually in 2018 October, before it actually rose in value and went back to around $60. After that, it actually came back down towards the $30, $31 level in March, of course, last year's pandemic period, right, where we were just introduced to the pandemic and the market got spooked, and basically not only Dentsply, basically the whole stock market actually tanked, right? And this actually was a 50% off. And after that, we saw the price actually now in an uptrend within this channel that I have drawn, right? And I guess if we are looking for a stock which is in an uptrend, this is to me a stock that is actually in an uptrend. Okay, this is the first swing low, and then we have another swing low here, and then we have another swing low here, and then we have a recent swing low around here, which is also coinciding with, right, this is the support which coincides with this resistance level here. All right, this actually plays out nicely according to our technical analysis. You know, it's from the books basically that resistance becomes a support, you know, once it's broken. So we saw price breaking above this particular level somewhere in March this year, and then it reached the previous resistance at around this level here, which is at $69, and it retraced lower. But once it reaches this particular resistance and support level, it is now pushing to the upside. And I think that it is a good opportunity for us to actually buy this stock at around $64.80 right now, and we can target around $69 as our first TP. Take profit level before our second TP, basically around the next level, all right, around this level of around $79, right? So $79 is our TP2. Let me just put it in blue so that, you know, everyone can see. This is our TP2, and our first TP could be this resistance. Okay, I will place it just below the resistance. That could be our first TP. And then once it goes into profit, we will protect our position and possibly put a stop loss just above our entry, so that if it reverses down, we are out of this trade and we will look for a better entry level or even go into another stock, right? So basically in Halal Investing Network, we have a methodology which we use and which actually we follow closely to, right? And which me and myself and Afiq, we have devised this methodology, and we have actually agreed to actually be following this methodology closely. And of course, we would like to actually share with you, if you join us in our community and in our courses, we'll be teaching you stuff which I think is going to benefit your investing journey. Right, Afiq?
Awesome, absolutely. And so, folks, just to really quickly recap Dentsply or XRAY, our first take profit was at $69, the $69 zone. Second take profit is at $79, and I'm putting our stop loss at 62, correct?
Okay, let me just mark it here. 62. I will put
58.
somewhere around 59.
59, okay. 59. Yeah. Got it. There you go. Okay, so I've got my my numbers locked in. I've got my numbers locked in, and we'll be watching these stocks. So what do we do as an active investor, right? So once we fire the gun, right, we keep our gunpowder dry, we find opportunities like what we did today. We found Icon and we found Dentsply, and these are very interesting. The charts look very, very nice. So what do we do as active investors? Do we fire the gun and forget about it? Absolutely not. What we need to do is, once you fire the gun, make sure that your trade is in. Then once a day, just once a day, log in, have a look at how the numbers are doing. Don't do anything much. Make sure that it's, chugging along according to plan. And if it does start to turn sideways or go down, then we have our stop losses to prevent us from losing too much. So is this a little bit risky? Yes, of course it's a bit risky, but high risk, high return, right? And you need to put in the effort, folks. You really need to put in the effort to monitor and watch your stocks. So we'll be covering these two next week during our Halal Stock Hunters, and that'll be on Monday. We do it on Monday morning Monday noon, right? We do it at Monday noon.
Yeah.
We do it Monday noon at 12 p.m. So tune in next week for Halal Stock Hunters, Pick of the Week and Portfolio Review on Mondays, 12 p.m. Singapore time, if you're watching from elsewhere. Adi, this is anything you want to say about X-ray?
Well, to me, it's looking good on the charts, and it really does meet our criteria and our requirements. First of all, like I said, halal stock. Secondly, good fundamentals. 3, it's in an uptrend. Number 4, it meets our entry criteria, and that's it. We go in.
Awesome. Okay, so this we'll be closing this now. We don't want to do too long videos, right? Who wants to listen to two guys just chit chat about themselves, right? So Adi, my closing statements, very straightforward, folks. If you need more information, go to halalinvestingnetwork.com, sign up for our community there. Also join our mailing list. If you need more information, we'll be sharing lots and lots more. And in fact, if you really can, we look forward to seeing you in our private community. We call it the VIP Circle. So this is Afiq, Chief Finance Ninja at First Refinance, co-founder at Halal Investing Network. And Adi, all yours.
Right. See you guys next week. Adi from Halal Investing Network signing off.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.